So you guys decided that the Ultimate Insane Demon's next victim will be Windy Landscape by Woogie1411. So let's see what I made and how I made it. So let's begin with the gameplay. So I don't need this like speed change, and in the original part it's well upside down, which is a lot of portals stacked on top of each other. And so I need to check if the transition here will like work well or if it's like bad. So we begin of course with like a very large structure and then like a wave spam, but like a very easy wave spam since it's obviously an insane demon. So I guess I'll do some stuff like this, maybe. I did a sort of a revamped version of the original gameplay from Windy Landscape, incorporating some more unique structures, which felt pretty nice. No matter how you enter it as a mini wave, you'll still like enter at pretty much the same exact place. The only problem is that it's pretty much impossible to get the portal to behave like that. I want to move this spam a little bit up so that it doesn't get like covered by this glow. After creating a little bit more gameplay, I switched it up by turning you big, and that gave me a whole lot of different ideas to do. And so as you do that, you go into like a sort of corridor like this, as it was in the level. Then I can make it so that the structure kind of ends off right here, and same as with the bottom, let's just have some spikes here and then a portal right there. Now I'm starting to get out of ideas for gameplay stuff, so I'ma just make some gameplay lines and check where they lead to. And after just recycling some already existing ideas, the gameplay for this part was done. Now I had to work on the first of two block designs, so let's begin on that right now. I think I'll begin by just adding in some simple outlines to this. Do the same thing that Windy Landscape did and have like sort of middle section right here and some stuff below that. For the insides of the blocks, I just used these 2.0 objects as they looked pretty cool. And then on layer 2 I can add some glow to this, like some slope glow using these objects. Yeah, that's a decent start to the design, but I obviously need to add some more to this. So what if I try to add like these details right here? Yeah, that could probably work. And then if I do some of this spike glow that I use for glowing up my spikes, that honestly works kinda well. I like that. I think you can guess what I'm adding. That's right, I'm adding my legendary black inner outlines. Look how much better that makes the design. Makes everything better. On layer 6, I'll just add in like the backing blocks, since I forgot to add them to this. I then worked on the inside of the block using some half opacity black objects and some black glow to soften it out. On the same layer as this like glow right here, I kind of want to add some chains into this because there were some chains in the original part. Then let's make it so that it has a little bit more brightness, a little bit less saturation. I guess I can just like scale this down to maybe 0.6 and just like extend it a little bit more. Okay, I guess I gotta like expand this even more. I then added some pulsing objects with some blending glow on them, and with that the block design was pretty much done. I think I'll just apply this kind of like thing to all of these slope structures, and then let's see what I'll do after that. And while I'm filling in the block design, I'll humbly ask you to please subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 3,000 subscribers before September. I also have memberships, so smash that join button for tons of cool perks. But let's get back to remaking Windy Landscape. So I filled in all of the block design for the slopes, and I think it looks pretty good. Now I gotta come up with a design for these main blocks, which might be a little bit more difficult, but let's try something. So something that I found out was actually pretty cool was, well, using the 1.0 objects. Basically these objects right here. The normal 1.0 objects was pretty hard to work with because I couldn't delete the outline, but the colored ones were pretty much impossible to distinguish from each other, so that took like 5 minutes to fix. So if I then make these like just color 1, but really dark, like maybe 0.20 brightness, and then I'll add some glow on top of this. On layer 3, I'll add, of course, the black inner outlines here as well. I want some more stuff for this, so I incorporated some of the blocks that was in the original parts themselves, like these X-step blocks and these hexagon force blocks, and I like them very much. So if I then maybe add white blending glow to the top, or like if I add some like object colored blending glow, how will that work? It looks good for the top, but not for the bottom. Yeah, that's better, yeah. Then I guess on the inside here, on the inside I can add some of these objects. And after adding even more glow and some more black inner outlines, I started on the 3D for the structure. That's like something that I always have to do here. I guess I can add this like middle piece as well. So this will just be like regular object colored, while this will be like darker object colored, like maybe 0.6, yeah. I then added some of my normal 3D details, which wasn't that interesting, so let's just skip that. Now I'll work on the spike design. And so I think I'll do something kind of generic with like some black inner outlines. Instead, I'll make this be like more in the middle and make it have some hue variation. I guess I can also do that for these smaller spikes, but just like kinda warp it down. So now I'll just fill this block design to the main structures in this part, and then I'll work on some more interesting stuff, hopefully. So let's do that. Okay, so I filled in the other block design, and as you can see, I also added some movement to this. Very cool. Now, this part is starting to come together, but it's also feeling very empty. So one thing to fix that is, well, to add some ground spikes to this. I wanted the ground spikes to feel very messy, and I think I encapsulated that feeling very well. And then I just want to like start copy and pasting this throughout the parts. It's interesting to say the least. I guess I can make it so that all of these ground spikes are B3 maybe. Now this can't just be like that, so that obviously means that I have to spam a lot of different details here. In the nature of a ground spike decoration, you don't have to worry about them being messy or spammy, and that's what makes them so fun to decorate. And then I can add some pretty slow saw blades here on B3 as well. Make them rotate like -30 degrees maybe. I needed to be a little bit more cautious while I was placing these saw blades, as I had to make sure that they didn't interfere with the main gameplay, as that would make it very annoying and inconsistent. And then I'll take all of these details and just copy them to the top. And now the ground spikes feel way more alive, I guess. So now I kind of want to work on like a sort of custom background. I'll go on layer 12 and use some of these classic objects, which are used a lot in many classic 1.9 levels. So I'll use them as well, because why not? They look pretty cool, and I can try to add some movement to them later on. I kinda took some inspiration from this custom background that I made a year ago, but I also used some of the traits that I had for my supersonic part. Now, the problem is that it starts all the way over there, so I'll also have it so that in 0 seconds, it'll move like 100 blocks to the left. And then I'll take like an alpha trigger, which fades group 45 on. And after polishing the transition into the part, I would start by adding some random air deco like these pillars. So if I take all of these objects, give them, let's say, group 46, and make 46 just move down slowly. I'm doing a lot of copy and pasting with this, but it does look kinda good. I kind of want to make it so that like half of these move up and half of these move down. So now I'll do some pulsing to this, and I think I'll just do some very simple like background pulses to make it like flash brighter. Once you turn it to like normal wave, I'll make it so that the background shifts to a more red color as it was in the level. Yes, I really like this. I really like this. This is definitely my favorite part of the level so far. And it's 4,000 objects. I think it's the most object heavy part of the level. And now the final thing to do is, of course, add the names of the members of my channel to the level. So my first member, Dustinity, is on this structure right here. My second member, Ghost Stan, is on this structure right here. And my third member, RSD621, is on this portal right here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you especially much to the members. You guys are the best. And yeah, let's just get to the final showcase of the level. One final thing, I've uploaded a new poll on my community tab for you guys to vote what demon I should remake next. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.